Right, man in boxing, led the Flair Cops. Shout out to Goodfellas Sports TV.
All right, check out our new sponsor, Greenwood Stocks. They want you to know how to be able to trade stocks and be your own boss and be free to travel the world by making passive income. We all need that passive income from stock market. What are you waiting for? Call or text 281-760-3170. If you didn't catch that, that's on your screen. Or check them out at social media, Greenwood Stocks, and catch them at Gmail, greenwoodstocktrading at Gmail, and the YouTube channel is Greenwood Stocks. Appreciate them for giving me the opportunity. Check them out. We out. All right, man, we back. Goodfellas Sports TV. So remember going out there that they could be doing a double header pay-per-view. Let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Check out the Box Rumor playlist. And basically, Charlo and Castano will be the co-featured Errol and Ugas. And I just let you know, PBC is low on funds. And I finally heard that come out of a credible source mouth. That they low on funds, so they going to start probably trying to double up pay-per-views. To make it more appealing, because I'm not even caring about Ugas and Spence. You know, I just don't care to see the fight. People might get mad. I just know what's gonna happen. You know, if Ugas do pull up the upset, then I'll go back and watch and see how he did the impossible. But I mean, I think it's a good deal for PBC. To package this, because some of their pay-per-view cards have been terrible over the years, but they have some good ones, and this would be a good one. But I think it still need more. Because your casual fan don't know who Castano's saying. Your casual fan don't know who Charlo is. So to the hardcore fan, which they never cater to, they cater to us on this one. So you get an old school undisputed as the main event with 3-belt title holder between Spence and Ugas. And then you get the new undisputed with the 4 belts having to be on the line since 2009. And Charlo and Castano's. And I think that'll be the fight of the night. Especially if Castano can take a punch, he got a hell of a chance to beat Charlo. Because he pressure, he stay on top, he cut the ring. Charlo don't like going backwards. Even as aggressive he is, all Castano's got to do, beat Charlo ain't hard. It just really, can you take the shot? Can you be as durable as him? And all you got to do is push him back, cut the ring off on him. And if I'm his trainer, I'll tell him just exclusively to go to his body early on. If we countering, I want a couple body shots. Because we seen versus Rosario, we seen chinks in Charlo armor. He didn't like body shots. And usually that's the rule of thumb in boxing. If the guy got a good chin, go to his body. And that's what Castano's going to have to do. And I think a counter shot could drop Charlo. He able to counter to the body, he can get him. Or is he going to come to lay down? That's the question. Is Castano's going to come to lay down? Is he going to lay his sheets and his pillowcases out and put the pillows in the cases and put the comforter, and then put the sheet on, put the comforter on, then put the big cover on and lay down? That's the question. Because he could have go took that $10 million and said fuck Charlo, but then again, you can't do nothing without Al Heyman consent, so he got to take on Charlo. He can't go get that $10 million fight in zoo over in Australia. But that's the key for him. Cut the ring off, push Charlo back. He could take a punch. Charlo gonna have a long night. If he can't take a punch, it's gonna be an easy night for Charlo. Because all Castano's got to do is stay on top of him, touch him to the body, keep your jab up. He gonna throw all these loaded up shots. I think it could be done. And I wouldn't be too surprised. I would be surprised if Castano's put it off. But if Castano's could take the punch, Charlo gonna be in a hell of a night. And that's probably gonna steal the fight because Castano throw punches. Charlo he put all one shot into his shots. And don't get tired. That's the key. Castano's chin, Castano's conditioning, Castano's punch resistance. If that's there, he able to cut the ring off. Don't head hunt. I tell him that body don't move. And Charlo head don't move at all too. Neither did Errol Spence. Hit him on the hip, hit him in the ribs, hit him in the stomach. I just work on that for the first 6 rounds, because that nigga was crying versus Rosario. Michael Tyson said he was in there making feminine sounds. I ain't never seen Jermell complain. He was complaining versus, but Rosario can punch. Rosario just can't take a shot, and that's what it boiled down for Charlo. That's why he the king of this division, because most of the guys he fight can't take a shot. And it ain't like he a Matisse, a Golovkin, a Julian Jackson puncher, a David Tua puncher. He ain't that type of puncher. Not Terry Norris, not Trinidad, You know, I would probably say he a B plus puncher. I wouldn't put him in that A minus A punch range. You know, Madonna, Ortiz. I would say pound for pound, Victor Ortiz punch harder. You know, I think pound for pound, Mikey Garcia might punch harder. You know, I really probably look at him as I'll say he a step above a Sergio Martinez at his best punching. You know, Martinez can punch too. You know, I think he painted the ring with Kelly Pavlik blood. I would say he a step above that type of guy as a puncher. And that ain't no slouch because Martinez moves so much, but he still can generate power. I would say Martinez probably was a good B puncher. I'd say he could B plus. I'm trying to think about other fighters. Better Biev. I like Better Biev, but I think he's not as explosive as Charlo, but I'd probably say he probably in that B plus A minus range as a puncher. Yeah, I think Charlo kind of B plus, maybe. I say real B. I think Better Biev just by a notch. But Charlo's more just as a power. But as a puncher, I think Charlo is a more explosive puncher than he is. But if Castano can take the punishment, man, we in for a good fight or can avoid the punishment. You know, talking about the prior Alexis Abreu, the Elastic Man. You know, I think he right around those type of punchers. You know, but you know, as far as being explosion, he kind of remind me a little bit. He telegraphed more, but Thomas Hearns was that explosive. He was a little bit more wiry puncher. But you know, I want to say he one of the great punchers of all time. You know, that's tough because you probably got Julian Jackson pound for pound. Jack Johnson can punch. Joe Louis, you know, Lion Killer. Check out the channel, Lion Killer Podcast. Adonis say he the greatest puncher that he done seen. You know, and I seen him punch. So, I mean, it's hard, but you know what? One thing about Charlo, he one of the most durable fighters I've seen in his era. You know, you had George Foreman, old Foreman, was very durable. He probably one of the most durable fighters I've seen. In taking a shot, punch resistance, ability to recover, his stamina. You know, I think if you had to make a list about guys today who are 15-round fighters, I think he tops the list. I think he can go 15 rounds easily. And what make him different from his brother? His brother kind of just his punches flow a lot better. Charlo put in one punch, all the power in one shot. And he still got that condition. He kind of paces himself when he do it too. But when you talk about guys that put all of one, you heard Tony Harris say that's one of his problems. He put too much in one shot. Charlo can do it, he get away with it and miss, and that take a lot of stamina out of you. He can do it, you know. But as far as the other fighter, I can't do it. I think he can probably be the most durable fighter right now. I think he probably talk about him being a 15-round fighter. Obviously, Mayweather retired. He would probably be a guy that can fight 15. Maybe Crawford would be a 15-round fighter. And there ain't too many guys out there. Gary Russell, I think a lot of them small guys should be able to go 15 easy, as long as they don't get knocked out. So I'm really thinking about above 140 and above. I think Taylor and Regis and Ramirez, 15-round fighters. It ain't too many of them no more. You know, the guys that's definitely not 15-round fighters, Kovalev. Kovalev, no offense, my boy Tony Harrison. Those motherfuckers ain't. And there's a few other guys. Canelo Alvarez ain't the 15-round fighter. But it'd be interesting if they did go to 15 rounds, back to 15 rounds. But yeah, Errol Spence and Ugas. Only thing Ugas bringing to the table was physical strength. How Ugas win, he can't. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got enough power. He ain't got enough out. He don't have enough volume. It just had to be Errol Spence just off, very off that night. Got an injury or something of that nature. You know what I'm saying? But his conditioning is better than Errol Spence at this point. Errol kind of been getting tired his last few fights, and I think that's due to activity, outgrowing the weight class. But Ugas, he been pretty active. So conditioning is his biggest attribute, his conditioning. You know, if he can step up the volume, which he has, especially versus Abel Ramos, but he can't hurt nothing. But if he can step up his volume, you know, that's gonna be interesting. Because Errol Spence get tired. He got a 40% knockout ratio, 69-inch arm, so he ain't long at all. So I mean, I just don't think he got a chance. I'd rather have seen him, you know, get Omar Figueroa the belt and fight to Errol in Texas. To be honest. But yeah, you heard it. They could be doing these fights on the same card in July 3rd or July 10th in Texas. It could, just a rumor, it could happen. So it'll be interesting, man. I told y'all Errol coming back 3rd or 10th. And don't forget Oscar De La Hoya coming back the 3rd. So might be more like the 10th. But let me know what you guys think. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video question, all my social media links in the description. Want to make a donation, Cash App, PayPal in the description. Also, we got a Facebook group link in the description as well, too. Appreciate the love and support. Check out the Boxing Room playlist. Let me know what you think in the comment section one time for the one time. Peace.
Belief about
I'm on the phone.
You on the phone?
Yeah.
You looking at my baby?
No, I ain't looking at him. No, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, man. Next time we come outside, don't be staring and shit like that. I don't like that.
I wasn't looking at him.